Alright, well, my intro kind of got cut short there, didn't it? Just wait for the music. Pretend I didn't say that. Alright, so that was an awkward intro, but, hey, this podcast is gonna be a lot better than that, than the intro, we got some good stuff tonight. The Nets really proved me wrong, yesterday. Unfortunately, Rodgers did not show up to minicamp, which is mandatory, so, that's a little rough. But, hey, it's okay. So let's start off with, gosh, was I wrong about the Nets? Wow. They don't even have Harden. They don't even have Harden. And I thought the Bucks were in 7 because they don't have any interior defense. And Giannis is normally good against them. Here's the difference. It's the playoffs. Giannis is never as good in the regular season as he is in the playoffs. Or no, never as good in the playoffs as he is in the regular season. He's been top 5 in the MVP race the last 3 years. He's won twice. He was like number 4 this year. It just doesn't make sense to me because they don't have any of the ingredients that you normally want in, in a championship team. But guess what? Their offense is good enough to make up for all of those. They have so much firepower, and I said they're capable of winning the series. I just don't think they do. But proved me wrong there. And after the game, KD fired out a reporter who asked him about his calf injury 2 years ago, asking if that's a real question. And sorry there. But, I feel like you could have answered that way nicer, because, that's pretty much, KD there. That pretty much sums up his attitude towards the media. It was a really awkward answer there, but, he, really fired at him there. Yeah, so here's the exact question. He asked him about his return from the Achilles injury that had him out the entire season. And he asked, what was the question? Hold on. He asked if he thought he could ever be this good again. He should have phrased that better, but KD should have answered a lot better as well. But it is impressive. And KD has to realize that the reason it was hard to put that question into terms is because what he's doing is incredibly impressive. He's missed, I've pointed out in this podcast, a lot of games. He's very injury prone, especially in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, he's had a lot of injury problems. But he's able to come back, and he is playing in the playoffs as well as, really anyone. Really, it's him and Kawhi are right now the best players remaining. Let's see. Yeah, he averages 32 points. 32. He's shooting 50% from 3, 90% from the field. He has 50-50-90 right now. And he's averaging 2 blocks a game, too. He's playing very well, and he was out for a while. He missed last season and and we're not even counting the offseason and the playoffs. But what he's doing is very impressive, and I understand why it was tough to phrase that. I think Katie should understand that a little better. So what I was thinking last night, when I was watching the game, really was like, are the Nets this good, or are the Bucks this bad? It's both. The Nets are a lot better. I really underestimated them. First of all, I was dead wrong about their chemistry problem because I thought, oh, they're all going to want the ball, and they trade a lot of role players. But that clearly was wrong. And then I thought, oh, they have no interior defense, but their offense can make up for it. I did say that, but I thought they would lose to the Bucks because Giannis averaged like 40 and 11 in the playoffs. Or no, against the Nets this season. What I didn't take into account was that Giannis is different in the playoffs. He's not the same player. And, his averages in the playoffs have plummeted the last 2 games. Because this is the real test. And he impressed me the first round, but he is not that good in the playoffs. But, the Bucks, they made no adjustments either. They made no adjustments. Like, the Clippers were really, like, the Mavs were the better team that series. They really were. They made the Clippers adjust. If the Clippers were as good as we thought they were, they would simply just be, it would be like the, what series? It would basically be, like the Jazz series, Maybe one win, maybe 1 or 2 wins for the Mavs, but the Clippers are just simply better. But they had to adjust. The Bucks did not adjust last night. And I'm hoping they do better. When do they play again? They play on Thursday. Okay. I hope they do better Thursday night, but first of all, Chris Middleton has to step up. He shot 7 for 20 last night. There's a lot of role players that just have to step up in the series right now. And Giannis has to play better as well. And Budenholzer has to make adjustments. If they lose in the first if they lose in the second round again, Budenholzer's gone. He's gone. There's no if and or buts. But really, they gotta step up. They gotta fix things up there. So, a big question that's being asked, and it was asked when LeBron Cleveland, will he win a ring in Milwaukee? He's going to win a ring eventually, but if it's in Milwaukee is a big question, because he is going to be a free agent. I think it's this year. This year, right? He's a free agent this year? Hold on. Here, hold on. I'm just going to pull up some free agents this year. I'm pretty sure Giannis is... okay, so Kawhi is a player option. CP3 has a player option. Bro. Oh, is it next year? I think it's next year. Yeah. Is Giannis hitting it next year? He signed an extension, didn't he? I think he did. Yeah, he signed one earlier this year. He signed a 5-year extension. But, still, it's tough to believe that he'll win in Milwaukee down the path that they're going right now. And, there's certain and he's gonna... It looks like... if Middleton is not going to step up, and it doesn't look like Middleton is... the right number 2 right now. And the problem with that is there are certain places that just can't get free agents. Like, LeBron was recruiting Bosch with the Cavs. Like, LeBron initially was, like, when he was a free agent, or when him and Bosh were free agents, it was, hey, come here to Cleveland. We don't have to join Wade in Miami. But Bosh said no. He said no. But he said yes when LeBron was like, okay, I'll go to Miami with Dwayne Wade. Miami was somewhere that he wanted to go, but Cleveland wasn't. And then Kyrie was a draft pick. He wasn't a signing. Kevin Love was a trade. The only time they've ever signed a coveted free agent was LeBron James. LeBron James was a great signing. But they had already had a history. It's not like they, just, LeBron was not new to Cleveland. He had already played there 7 years, so I don't really count that really. But, there are certain places like Cleveland and Milwaukee that struggle to get free agents. And they did get Jrue Holiday this year, but that doesn't seem to have helped. I still think Holiday is the most valuable player on the Bucks, but Giannis is the best. But, this was, Giannis has to, and I have said that, we got to chill on Giannis not winning a ring. LeBron didn't win until his 7th year. But Giannis is in his 7th year, I think, right? And LeBron didn't have these struggles. His team did, but he didn't. He was Luka. Luka is down a similar career path that LeBron is. He's going to sign the extension, like LeBron did. But unless unless they get him a 2, he's going to be stuck there for a while. But, there's certain teams that just can't get free agents. I think Milwaukee is one of those teams that just can't get them. And Giannis really has to step up his game in the playoffs. He might not even have that big a market if he keeps with these playoff struggles. Because if he's continuing to struggle, teams are going to look at him like, okay, he's not going to be a number 1 anymore. He's going to be a 2 or 3. And, he could get lucky and get an AD kind of role where it's okay. AD, it was okay, he can't be a 1 because he's injured too much, but pair him with LeBron, and that's a dynamic duo that is going to be tough to beat. But, Giannis, if he wants to be a 1 and have a big free agent market and be able to decide where he goes, then he has to step it up in the playoffs. All right, so there's a lot of great young players that we're just waiting to see who can win their first title. My 3 biggest would probably be Giannis, Luka, and Jokic. If I had to choose between those 3, the first to win a title, I'd have to go Jokic. Because I think he's the closest to it. The Mavs will have to get it too. The Bucks are probably going to have a new coach coming in next year. And Giannis has to step up his game in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Jokic, he has a great coach, Mike Malone. He has a great number 2, Jamal Murray. And he can do as much as Luka can. And he has done a great job in these playoffs. Against, again, it could be a Giannis thing. They're probably gonna, the thing is, it's not gonna be he did lose, to the Suns last game. And he didn't play very well. But, he really hasn't had a lot of playoff struggles, even the last couple of years. So I think he's in the best position. He's got a good number 2, a great coach, and he plays well in the playoffs. Those are 3 things that... Luka has a good coach, and he plays very well in the playoffs. He just doesn't have a 2. Jokic is the only one of those 3 that checks off all 3 boxes. Plays well in the playoffs, great coach, great number 2. Luka checks off 2. He has a good coach. He plays very well in the playoffs.